Hey everybody, so today we're going to work on making a custom header board for Jermail. He's been telling me from the beginning that he wanted me to make one for him. He showed me a picture of one that Rod Pickett had put in a flat roof Pete, and he liked the looks of it. It's nice and clean looking, and he's seen a header board that I'd made, liked it, and wanted me to kind of make something similar to what Rod had made. It's a lot of work. It's not exactly what I'm set up to do. I don't have all the nice equipment Rod has. I don't work with aluminum like he does. But Jermail still wanted me to do it. I priced one from Rod, and I think his price was $11.50 maybe, and it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks. We don't really have the time for that, so we're going to see what I can do. It's going to be made out of steel because that's a material I have around, and I'm much better and faster dealing with steel versus aluminum, and you know, my welds are a whole lot better on steel than aluminum, I'll say that much. So here's our header board with the cab stripped down, and basically he wants to keep the radio up in the center where it'd normally be. And then normally your CB would hang underneath the header board, and so what he wants is he wants the CB to be inside the header board underneath the radio, and then it'd just be dropped down that level all the way across the top of the cab. So I got a few ideas on how I might be able to pull that off. So we're just gonna get started experimenting and see what we can come up with. Hey everybody, so thought I'd break into the video here. I mean, I'm not doing anything too special that you can't figure out just by watching the video. I'm taking lots of measurements, making marks, cutting on those marks, tack welding stuff, fitting stuff, you know, adjusting, remeasuring, you know, double checking fitness and stuff, and so anyway, yeah, I figured you guys could watch me work as I talked for a little bit. So if you've been watching these videos, you know that the owner of this truck, Jermail, he's not watching these videos because basically he's handed off this whole truck rebuild to me, and he wants me to do what he asked me to do, but he's waiting till the end of it to see it. He wants to have that satisfaction of seeing his truck before and after, and doesn't want to see the in between. You know, he spent enough money. I don't blame him there. And again, if you guys haven't been watching these videos, he's got a YouTube channel. It's Interstate Made Me, and if you want to see his reaction stuff, if you want to see his past and his history and how he's afforded to do this project, it's all on his channel. And I know most of the guys that watch me regularly are probably familiar with him. Probably got to me through him, and he's been a big on, you know, he's been a big influence on the fact that I'm here on YouTube in the first place. If it weren't for him, I would not be. But anyway, getting back to why I'm interrupting or why I'm talking next to my work here. So I had a guy, after I posted the last video, he wanted to know, hey, is there anything I can do for Jermail? Any way I can contribute? I want to help him out. I want to put something on his truck, basically. And you know, I told him, yeah, get a hold of me. We figured out a way to talk and stuff. And there's this guy. He's super generous, and talking to him on the phone, you know, it's like I want to put some significant money, at least in my opinion, a decent amount of money Jermail's way. But you know, he's wondering, you know, what about pinstriping? Put Interstate Made Me on it or something like that. And it's like, a lot of guys would love that. I don't know. I mean, Jermail, he's got definite ideas about what he wants this truck to look like. And we've cleaned a lot of stuff up. I mean, basically we're slicking everything down, making it super clean. You know, I don't know if he'd want that, and I couldn't do that without talking to him. And I think we were both thinking, you know, it'd be kind of nice to surprise him with something when the truck's done. Hey, you know, here's a gift that you didn't even know about, you know. And so talking to this guy off YouTube and everything, I threw out an idea or two, and it's, you know, nothing great. Just weren't really feeling it. But in the end, you know, he told me a price range he was wanting to go for, and you could do something pretty noticeable and appreciated with what he was talking about, you know, contributing. And I asked him, you know, would you mind if I mentioned in a video that, you know, you were wanting to help him out and offer the chance to other people, you know, if they want to help and contribute, we could do more. Alongside that, we could take suggestions if anybody's got any ideas where we could do something that'd be really appreciated, but yet wouldn't change the tone and the design of the rebuild. You know, because I'd like to surprise Jermail, but yet I think if it's too big, too noticeable, you know, I couldn't do it without running it past him. One thing I thought about after talking to the fellow that was wanting to donate to him, thought, well, maybe like a air dog fuel system. You know, it's one of those things that costs a little bit, installation's a little bit, and I was checking into a little bit after thinking about that. There's upgrade options to make it nicer and nicer, and now's the time to be installing one of those. But you know, it'd be one of those things that probably increases fuel mileage a little bit, makes the engine run a little smoother and better. So that's one of the things I thought of. He's kind of got this truck covered from front to back as far as what he wants it to look like. Not that there's not room there, maybe, but I don't know. In the time frame we got, I don't know what can be done. The other thing I thought is like sill plates there at the floor, at the door on either side. I'm gonna have to have something there. I don't know if we could have something custom made there, like instead of Interstate Made Me or Interstate Gang or something like that. I thought that'd be cool, but I don't have any way to have something like that made real quick or easily. I wouldn't want it to be something too cheap or chintzy, you know. I'm thinking it'd have to be like billet aluminum milled, you know, something like that. I wouldn't want something that too rough, but that's time consuming, costly and stuff. So I don't know what to think. I don't know what you guys, you know, maybe you guys got connections. Maybe you guys got ideas. Maybe you guys want to throw some money out. Anyway, you know, one way or another, I know this guy. He's bound and determined he wants to do this for Jermail, and so he's going to get me some money. We haven't figured out exactly how we're going to transfer the money and stuff, but my thought was, and what he thought was a good idea, is maybe I'm going to put my email in the either description or comments for this video, and I'd appreciate it, you know, if anybody's got any contribution one way or another, you know, email me, and we'll try to figure something out. Definitely details aren't figured out or nothing, but if we could get a feel for if anybody else wants to help besides this guy, let me know, and I think it'd be pretty cool. I know there's a lot of guys that really appreciate what he's doing. So yeah, it'd be a nice surprise for him. I'm gonna put my email down. I'd appreciate it if basically when I was contacted is on the subject of what we can do for Jermail, and not people asking for me to do a whole lot of work for them or whatever, because honestly I'm too busy to do much more for other people other than customers I got. And I appreciate everybody watching and everything, but main thing is I'll do as much as I can for anybody, but my time's limited, and so nobody get their feelings hurt if they're talking to me and I can't really help them too much. But anyway, think about it. If anybody wants to help Jermail, I think that'd be pretty cool. Show him how many people's out there, but definitely, I will say also, he knows nothing about this. This is not a ploy to get anything from anybody. He don't know it, and it's all sparked by somebody watching him for a long time, appreciating what he does, and wanting to show him how much Jermail meant to him. And so I thought that was pretty cool, and I thought I'm gonna help you out, because Jermail's I think he's worthy of it. So anyway, thanks for considering that, and we can go back to me working on this metalwork. Alright, so now back to talking about what we're doing here. You can see my first concern was making trim for the radio and the CB that was uniform, looked the same, although one was purely trim for the most part, and the other was actually part of the mount for the CB, holding all the weight of the CB. Although both pieces are going to be basically what holds the entire header board in place. But yeah, now we're putting the skin over top of it all, but we got the framework already finished. And so now it's a matter of basically putting a skin on it all and making sure it fits well. And so you can see I just made a trip over to the truck and back because I tried to shove the skin in place, and the door jambs and the edge of the roof cap there and everything didn't let it go all the way forward into the cab. So just trimming little by little till it actually fits, because you get too ambitious and then you got gaps to fill. If anybody's paying attention, yeah, I got a welding helmet on, but it wasn't down during the tacks. I don't know, maybe it's just at my age, or maybe it's just all the time, but you can't really see real well to a simple tack with the helmet down, even when it's auto darkening. I can't see well enough for that. But you just do the tacks with the tip of the gun in front of the arc, so your eyes aren't getting hit by it. And honestly, I close my eyes once I hit the trigger, but you just can't get things lined up as well with the helmet on. So here we are. Yeah, we fit it again. We trim again. I don't know, the picture from Rod Pickett's header board, you couldn't see what it looked like at the door jambs, but I didn't want to run it all the way to the door jamb and then just put a blunt 90-degree end on it. I thought that looks kind of cheap and just not very elegant. So I decided I'm gonna make a corner on mine, kind of point it in towards the cab and give it some extra angles. But to do that, I wanted to carry a radius on all those pieces, so I bent a piece of metal first, so I had a little bit of radius on it. Then I cut it down, and since I got two corners I need a radii. I don't know how you say that, but there's basically I had to cut two triangles to make the shape I wanted with the radius on the two sides that I wanted in the finished piece. So that's what I'm working on right now, you know. So again, just more cutting, fitting, all that stuff. But well, yeah, and yeah, along the way I was cutting paper, trying to make the right shapes and check the right fitment and everything. Anyway, while we're killing time watching me work and everything, I thought I would relay and ask you, tell you about here. I was talking to a salesman there the other day, and guy, he from Kenworth, he was telling me how this guy that got working for him there said he was in this accident and it was bad. And he lost both his left arm and his left leg, and pretty rough, pretty bad. I checked in with him again there yesterday and see how he is doing. Salesman said, "Well, he's all right now." He's all right. Anyway, still cutting and fitting stuff. You can see you got the radius on that, and I cut the angle a little big so I could fit it up and mark it and then recut it so it fit right. And you can probably tell by now, I mean, all of this is still kind of rough. I mean, when you take a big panel like that and weld it right down the middle like I did, the two halves, it's not perfect, and I didn't take the time for it to be perfect. But this is getting painted. Once it gets installed, it's not going to be moved much. It's not going to be removed and reinstalled much. Basically, it needed to be pretty good, but there's going to be some filler in there to smooth everything out, make it look perfect, and it'll hold up just fine. Kind of working within the restraints we got to be able to afford to do this. It's pretty cool to do something custom and everything, but it's got to make sense on all levels. So while this could have been done a lot better, it wouldn't have been done in the same time frame. And you can see the finished product here, at least before paint, and I think this is going to work. I hope he's happy with it. We will be putting two glass lens watermelon bulbs on the bottom side of it, one on each side, but that's the product. And if you've been enjoying this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks everybody.